Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Excellency.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Is everyone here? Are we ready?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is Justice Lord in the system? I don't see Justice Lord. I see Her Excellency, the General. I see the President. Okay. See the clock already. Chief Justice, do we proceed?
Justice Cumberbatch, let us give him 2 more minutes to see whether he will join while my secretary tries to make contact with him.
Very well, Chief Justice.
There. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Yes, I see Justice Lord is here with us.
Yes, I'm here.
Right.
Morning to all.
Good morning, Justice Lord.
Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I will now invite Honorable Justice Hubert Lord to give the invocation.
Thank you very much. Honorable guests, judges, Chief Justice, Prime Minister, and other invited guests, welcome. I will now ask you to bow your heads in prayer as I open with the prayer. Father God, we gather here today under your care and protection. Thank you for your loving kindness that never fails us. We thank you for those with us today, that you guide our thoughts and action to bring you glory. Strengthen us and fill us with your peace. May we love and serve each other as Jesus has shown us. Fill us with the Holy Spirit to do your good work on earth. Almighty and eternal Father, bless this orientation of our newly appointed judges and give them the strength to be just and courageous in carrying out the work that is before them. Bless the presenters and let their presentations fall on very fertile minds to be ever aware of the in dispensing justice, particularly in this country of Belize. This we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Justice Lord. Your Excellency, the Governor General of Belize, Dame Froya Zalam, Honorable Prime Minister of Belize, Mr. John Bresigno, Honorable Chief Justice, Louise Esther Blenman of the Senior Courts of Belize, the Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable Mr. Moses Barrow. I now wish to welcome the Honorable Professor Justice Winston Anderson of the Caribbean Court of Justice, the Honorable Madam President of the Court of Appeal of Belize, Justice Hafiz Bertram, Justices of Appeal from the other regions who have been kind enough to appear on this orientation program, from Trinidad and Tobago, the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, Justices of the High Court of Belize and other jurisdictions, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Honorable Attorney General, Mr. Anthony Sylvester, President of the Bar, Mr. Andrew Marshallek, Senior Counsel, Registrar General, Deputy Registrars and Assistant Registrars of the Senior Courts of Belize, Ms. Cherilyn Vidal, Senior Counsel, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Commissioner of Police, Mr. Chester Williams, and officers of the Police Department of Belize, staff, support staff of the Chief Justice, the Senior Courts, and the Magistracy, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the orientation program for newly appointed judges of the High Court of Belize. On behalf of our Chief Justice, Honorable Louise Esther Blenman, I welcome you all to this event. As you would have observed from our program, it is a very intensive and detailed exercise during which our new judges and the old ones too will benefit from the knowledge, skill, and experience of various presenters, all of whom are members of the judicial systems within the CARICOM region, save and except for Dame Linda Dobbs, who as a retired High Court judge of England and Wales has made such a significant contribution to the judges and jurisprudence of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court that I have no doubt that she may be considered to be ordained as an honorary CARICOM citizen, and that should be appropriate. I must say that the planning, preparation for this preparation for this intensive program is the product and brainchild of our Chief Justice, Honorable Louise Esther Blenman, for which I must commend her. Those of us who've had previous experience with our Chief Justice while she sat on the bench of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court are well aware of her burning passion for the law, not only in areas of jurisprudence, but also as an administrator. So, without further ado, might I now invite the Honorable Prime Minister to give his remarks on this occasion.
Just coming up. Oh, I think it is yes. No.
Justice Cumberbatch. Justice Cumberbatch.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm wondering whether without breaching protocol, whether it will be fine for me to give my remarks followed by the Prime Minister. There has been a slight change to the program. So
I see the Prime Minister's on the screen. I don't know if he's ready.
Hi,
If he's
good
not,
morning, everyone. Good morning.
good morning.
I'm sorry, but I kind of got a misunderstanding as to my time that I should come on. So I was told it was not to be on till about next 40 minutes or so. So my apologies.
Honorable Prime Minister, if I may, indeed, you're correct, because what had happened, there was a slight change of the program. So I was my remarks now, followed by you, if that is fine with you, Prime Minister.
That's fine. Let's just,
Okay,
yeah.
so Mr. Chair, can I go ahead?
yes, Chief Justice, we will now have the remarks of our Chief Justice, the Honorable Louise Esther Blenman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Justice Calabash. I adopt the protocols that you have so ably established. However, I must recognize the presence of Her Excellency Governor General Dame Freuda Salam. Also, I recognize the presence of Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. John Brasilo, the Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Moses Barrow. I also acknowledge of Professor Justice Vincent Anderson of the CCJ and our own President of the Court of Appeal, Hafiz Bertram, and the judges of our court. I thank all of you for gracing us with your presence this morning. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I also extend a warm welcome to everyone at this opening ceremony of the training program for the newly appointed High Court Justices. I am delighted that so many of you have taken time off of your business to participate in this ceremony. On behalf of the Senior Courts of Belize and on my own behalf, it's a pleasure and honor that I deliver these remarks. It is right that I extend my heartfelt thanks to the government of Belize for its visionary support of the judiciary and for facilitating the much needed increase in the complement of judges by 3. I would like to express my sincerest gratitude to the Honorable Prime Minister and the former Attorney General, Mrs. Magali Marinyang Senior Counsel, for their enlightened and visionary approach to the justice system and for recognizing the need for the judiciary to be provided with appropriate human resources. Allow me to place on record my appreciation for the hard work of the members of the Judicial and Legal Services Commission in recommending the appointments of the new appointees, and for the Governor General, Her Excellency Freuda Salam, for appointing the new judges. Special thanks also for the hardworking staff of the Commission. I also thank sincerely the President of the Bar Association, Mr. Andrew Marshall, Senior Counsel, and the Bar Association for their unstinting support of the judiciary, and may our fruitful collaborations continue. Similarly, I express my gratitude to our newly appointed judges for making the sacrifice to come to Belize to serve in the judiciary. I warmly welcome all of you. And I also thank the existing judges for your hard work and tremendous efforts in service to the litigants of our courts. It is common knowledge that the senior courts of Belize were not as efficient nor effective as they should have been. And they are horrendous backlogs. The court procedures and processes, for the most part, have become outdated. I place on record my thanks to the indefatigable former Attorney General, Senior Counsel Marinyang, for her laudable and outstanding work in pioneering legislative reform of the senior courts, which resulted in the enactment of the Senior Courts Act. The Act modernized the senior court and created a structure similar to that which exists in the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. The legislature has quite helpfully model the legal processes that have been applied successfully in the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. And thankfully, I have worked for 19 years in that system and have brought with me the knowledge base and expertise from my time in the ECSC. Therefore, we do not have to reinvent the wheel, but are replicating the numerous successful processes that have been implemented in the ECSC. For us to deliver on our mandate to improve access to justice and be better able to serve the people of Belize and all litigants, critical issues must be addressed, such as the serious backlogs and inadequate access to justice. These inevitably weaken the justice system and cause immeasurable harm to the rule of law and result in the loss of public confidence. Notwithstanding the implementation of various important legislative measures, the critical matters alluded to must be addressed. Indeed, there is a great volume of cases to be heard by a small complement of judges. Therefore, the employment of the new judges is very necessary, as they will contribute to providing access to justice in a fair, efficient, and timely manner. They will no doubt ease the impossible burden that a few mega judges have been carrying. For example, in the civil side, High Court judges have in excess of 150 matters in each on their dockets. And on the criminal side, there are cases that are older than 10 years. And in my view, any matter that is older than 2 years is cause for concern. To our newly appointed justices, I reiterate that I warmly welcome you to the bench. You have been recommended unanimously by the Judicial and Legal Services Commission based on your outstanding professional accomplishments, your personal character, your work ethic, and integrity. Since you come very highly recommended, much is expected of each of you. I am confident that each of you will do well. Your conduct both on and off the bench must be above reproach. Belize is a small jurisdiction, as almost all of the Caribbean jurisdictions are. And therefore, we need to know how to navigate in a way that does not compromise the high judicial office, nor undermine your ability to serve professionally while assisting to eradicate the backlogs. You may be interested in knowing that criminal justice reform is a priority for senior courts. And with recent events which need no recitation, the criminal justice system has to be given sharp focus. We will not shy away from devoting urgent attention to this problem. And it is good that the Office of the Chief Justice has been able to organize this important and timely orientation program for you, the newly appointed High Court justices, so that you will be well equipped to contribute to the improvement of the delivery of justice and access to justice to all litigants who come to our courts. Against this backdrop, the curriculum has been carefully developed. At the heart of a modernized and effective justice system is case management. This is what is required of any modern justice system. If cases are properly managed, fewer cases will proceed to trial. Case management is the gateway to all trials, and you fail to render a judgment. Are you dispensing justice effectively or at all? With this in mind, I would look briefly at the topics that have been selected for this program. They include active case management, pleas, voir dire, evidence, jury orientation, jury selection, judge alone trial, no case submissions, sentencing, judgment delivery versus justice denied, case management on the civil side, pretrial reviews, judicial settlement conferences, importantly also judicial ethics and accountability, judicial independence and recusal, judicial leadership and wellness, and key performance indicators. I'm sure that you will agree with me that this curriculum is pretty comprehensive. And I place on record my immense gratitude for the distinguished faculty of judicial educators who have been assembled for this orientation program. They all bring an impressive wealth of knowledge and expertise. The faculty is led by the eminent jurist from the Caribbean Court of Justice, Professor the Honorable Mr. Justice Vincent Anderson. And he is supported by learned justices of appeal from Trinidad and Tobago, Madam Alice York Suhan, Justice of Appeal Honorable Mark Mohammed, Justice of Appeal Jillian Lucky, and Justice of Appeal Kokoram. And from the Eastern Caribbean, we have Honorable Justice of Appeal Vicky Ann Ellis and Honorable Justice of Appeal Trevor Ward. And they are joined by the very able High Court Judge, Miss Justice Vida Graham from Jamaica. So we almost have the Commonwealth represented in our faculty today. We thank each of them in anticipation of their excellent impartations, which we'll be elucidating. For our judiciary to operate effectively and efficiently, judicial leadership and management are required at all levels. No democratic country can be successful without an efficient and effective court system. We need to improve the effectiveness and efficiency of our court, and by extension, the delivery of justice. Informed by this need, the Office of the Chief Justice very strongly advocated for the increase in the complement of justices over the past 3 months. Some may even argue that the Chief Justice was involved in more strident advocacy as Chief Justice than perhaps she did when she was a member of the bar, the active bar. But that's for another day. Fortunately, the government has been very supportive, and we thank Honorable Prime Minister Bricedo and his Minister of Finance for their support of the judiciary. Very visionary, very commendable, and also understanding the needs of the justice system to be able to serve all litigants properly require that there must be adequate human resources. So we thank you sincerely, Prime Minister. Fortunately, the advocacy was not only by the Chief Justice, but I was ably supported by the former Attorney General, Mrs. Marion Young, Senior Counsel, and the President of the Bar, Senior Counsel, Marshallek, and to both of whom we owe a debt of gratitude. International communities and organizations are prepared to partner and continue to support the judiciary. However, they are not going to assist us in getting human resources. But once we have adequate human resources, organizations such as the U.S. Embassy in Belmopan, INL, and the UNDP are ready and willing to continue to help us. And in this regard, I recognize the presence of Ms. Mendez from the UNDP with us this morning. The Senior Courts of Belize has never had a strategic plan. And as we speak, the Office of the Chief Justice is engaged in developing a strategic plan for the court. And we have begun implementing new measures and strategies, which are all geared towards improving our justice system and to ensure that the people of Belize obtain better service. In the Eastern Caribbean, judicial reform has been successfully implemented. We will replicate those successes here in Belize and save costs. As I indicated earlier, we do not have to reinvent the wheel and bring consultants to tell us what we already know has not worked and will work. And we will be looking to those experiences from the jurisdiction of the Eastern Caribbean and also other Caribbean in which there have been significant successes to point the way for Belize. In relation to the criminal justice system, permit me to congratulate the newly appointed Attorney General, Honorable Anthony Sylvester, and to say to you, sir, that I look forward to continue to collaborate with you as together we seek to improve the criminal justice system in Belize. We are all aware of what has been happening recently in this regard, and that there is urgent need for attention to be given to the criminal justice system in Belize. Fortunately for us, we have the CCJ Academy for Law that is led by Justice Anderson, and they are willing to assist us in this regard, and they're ably supported by the Partnership of Caribbean and the European Union, together with the UNDP. Once we are able to put the human resources in place, financial support and assistance will be forthcoming from international organizations and agencies. In conclusion, I wish each and every one of the newly appointed justices blessings and every success on your tenure on the bench. I am confident that this orientation program will be fruitful and that you will be provided with the tools to provide effective and efficient service to all litigants. A lot is expected of each of you, and this is so from all of us. It cannot be lost in you that we have persons of the highest office here present today, and they're all supporting and wishing you well, Her Excellency, the Prime Minister, and the Leader of Opposition. They all want the judiciary to do well and to succeed. And together with your colleagues, all of whom welcome you, we are all going to put our shoulders to the wheel and ensure that the justice system in Belize, together with the other stakeholders working in tandem, improves. You are part of an exciting and transformative period in Belize. With that in mind, I am confident that this training would be very successful. And I thank each and every one of you for being here this morning. I thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Chief Justice, for your remarks. Quite comprehensive, which you set the stage and context not only for these proceedings, but also for the future of the senior courts within this jurisdiction. Once again, my thanks to you. I will now invite the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. John Brasenio, to render his remarks.
Good morning, everybody. And again, my apologies for kind of having the wrong time when I should be coming on board. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm very happy to join you and share some brief remarks on the occasion of this very important orientation session for you, the newly appointed justices of the High Court. Madam Chief Justice, like you, I'd like to recognize the incredible transformative work former Attorney General and Senior Counsel Magali Marin accomplished. Her stellar work and leadership in seeing through these many initiatives must be recognized. And in the years to come, I believe that justice will be better served because of her determination and true grit in cabinet, because she would happily share with you not the discussions in cabinet, but the hard time that some of my colleagues used to give her whenever she's talking about the work that has to be done with justice in Belize. Not that we were not interested, but when we're looking at the monies that were being required, and we have so many other competing necessities in Belize, it was a constant struggle. But Justice Marin never gave up, and she was determined to get this work done in the short time that she had already informed me that she would be able to stay in the cabinet. So Magali, thank you so much on behalf of the government, on behalf of our Belizeans for that work that you did. But justices and ladies and gentlemen, those who have matters before the court are very often seeking relief from the courts. Many know too well of the need of the courts to dispose of matters in a timely and efficient way. The prolonged anxieties and distress caused by the delayed resolution of a criminal case, for example, a sexually exploited victim, or a person seeking compensation from his employer after losing her job, for example, cannot be overstated. Lives and livelihoods literally remain in suspension. This in turn can lead to citizens having a dim view of justice and the justice system, or as the liars say, citizens losing confidence in the administration of justice. This is why, since assuming office, my government has taken serious steps to address the problems associated with court inefficiency and backlog. This government inherited a court system facing challenges exacerbated by the COVID pandemic, financial constraints, and a serious backlog. In order to restore confidence in the administration of justice, my government prioritized the judiciary by increasing the annual budget for the judiciary and has made significant reforms in the judiciary. My government has enacted a number of legislative reforms, including the passage of the Senior Courts Act. We have amended the Constitution and passing into law the Time Limit for Judicial Decisions Act, which places the obligation on judges to have written responses to give written responses for their decisions expeditiously, and in any event, no later than 180 days after the judge has given her decision. There has been the implementation of the digital filing system, which, among other things, allows for the granting of analytical data from the online case management system to track the backlog. There has been an increase in the number of judges in the senior courts, both at the High Court and at the court, which is headed by an exemplary Chief Justice who brings leadership, vigor, and gravitas to the working of the courts. The government has been very transparent in the recruitment of judges with the assistance of the Bar Association. It has as well increased the remunerative package for the competitive level in other jurisdictions to recruit the brightest minds to the senior courts. With the assistance of multilateral partners like UNDP and Impact Justice, we have been able to revise the substantive and subsidiary laws of Belize and made them more accessible for free to all users, including the courts and the public. After the damage caused by Hurricane Lisa, including that to the Office of the Chief Justice, and despite financial challenges, the government immediately commenced the repair of the High Court on Regent Street. This renovation will see the expansion of the court's rooms for use of the court and the public, and the restoration of a historic landmark in downtown Belize City. These are all measures which have at their core the goal of ensuring that the courts can dispense justice efficiently and timely. I take this opportunity also to welcome the new Attorney General, Anthony Sylvester, who has hit the ground running and continuing the work that the former Chief Justice, Attorney General was doing. I have every confidence that Attorney General Sylvester will do as good a job as what the former Attorney General did. Chief Justice and Justices, ladies and gentlemen, my government remains committed to the development of the judiciary, and I thank you, the new justices who have responded to the call to serve. Thank you, and I wish you much success in this deliberation for today. Thank you again.
Thank you, Prime Minister, for your time We're happy that you've taken time to meet with us and address us in a most informative manner of your government's plans and your government's accomplishments in respect of the improvement of the justice system within this jurisdiction. Once again, on behalf of Chief Justice Blenman, judges, justices of appeal, and justices of the High Court, my hearty thanks to you.
If you give me 1 second, I want to thank you all again, but so I will be logging off. But I just want to reiterate our government's commitment to justice and to the work that you all are doing here in Belize. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Prime Minister. And as we are in a court status, I say leave is granted to you to log off.
Thank you so much. You're so kind.
We will now hear the presentation of Mr. Andrew Marshalek, Senior Counsel, President of the Bar Association.
Good morning, everyone. Protocol has been established, but I am, on behalf of the bar, nonetheless obliged to acknowledge and recognize the presence of Her Excellency the Governor General Dame Foyle Salam, the Honorable Prime Minister, if he's still here, John Briceño, and the Leader of the Opposition, Moses Barrow. I wish to also welcome and thank all the distinguished presenters for their participation and support of our effort. It is only fair as we embark on your new journey as a judge of the High Court of Belize, that we offer the bar's perspective of the origin and destination of that journey. Belize comes with a significant history of delays in delivery of civil judgments and in the trial of accused persons. These delays resulted from the combination of a number of causes, and we have sought to address them not only through the introduction of new rules and regulations, but also by way of structural reforms in the organization of our courts and by making more human resources available in the effort. We recognize that the introduction of new rules and the new Senior Courts Act are by themselves not enough. We subscribe to the thinking that systems are inherently neither good nor bad. They're all designed to do the same things. What makes them good or bad are the people charged with responsibility to work them. It is people who must own and make intended reforms reality. We believe that if you put bad people in a good system, they will ruin it. And if you put good people in a bad system, they make it work just fine. You are the good people we have selected at great effort to work our improved system. Any quest for excellence starts from the top and extends to the work of each and every person. It is founded on a culture of discipline within an organizational structure that sets high standards and that rewards accomplishments. We wish to support and reinforce such a quest in the administration of justice in Belize. As to where we're going, we as members of the bar share a common overarching objective with the bench so that you're not alone in your journey. We wish to be of service to others in the communication and application and development of legal principles to discover truth and seek justice. A very noble objective, one probably better suited to gods than man. We do not expect the journey to be without difficulty or mistakes. We will not always agree, but truth often emerges out of the tension created from conflicting ideas. We're embarked upon a quest for excellence in the administration of justice in Belize, and we now welcome you as a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marshalek, for your kind remarks. It is well known that without an active and supportive and cooperative bar, the bench is limited in its accomplishments. And I thank you for your remarks as to the support we intend to receive, and we will continue to receive from an active bar under your leadership. Now,
Thank you.
I think that there is, we are ahead of time. The break should be at 8:50. Madam Chief Justice, do we have it, or do we proceed?
To permit Her Excellency if she wishes to.
Oh, yes, we have our
Yes.
Excellency, the head of
Her
state.
Excellency has been very kind to be with us, and we thank her very sincerely. So we could take the break, perhaps a 15 or 20 minutes break.
We will take a break of 20 minutes, and we will be back at 8:55 a.m. This matter stands adjourned.
Thank you, Chair.